The movie opens with Hiccup's voice narrating. He talks about his village, called Burke. While other villages deal with pests like mice or mosquitoes, theirs has a much bigger problem, dragons. Most people would abandon a village facing that, but not them. They're Vikings, and they're famously stubborn. Hiccup is seen as weak, so whenever he's spotted outside, the other Vikings always tell him to go back indoors. Even his father, Stoik the Vast, who's also the village chief, gets angry when he sees Hiccup outside. Hiccup returns to the workshop, where he usually helps the village blacksmith, Gobber, make weapons. He introduces us to the other kids his age who are allowed to fight, including his crush, Astrid. Hiccup pleads with Gobber to let him join the fight so he can prove himself. Hiccup promises that in just 2 minutes, he'll kill a dragon. But Gobber tells him that's impossible. He can't even lift a hammer or swing an axe. Still, Hiccup dreams of getting out there one day, because in his village, killing a dragon is everything. He lists a few dragon types like Natters and Gronkles, believing that taking one down would earn him respect, or even a girlfriend. But his real goal is the deadliest of them all, the Night Fury. No one has ever seen one up close, let alone killed it. That's why Hiccup is determined to be the first. When Gobber leaves him alone in the workshop to join the battle, Hiccup sees his chance. He wheels out a secret weapon and climbs a high mountain, waiting for the Night Fury to fly by. Just as it appears, he accidentally fires the weapon. Hiccup is thrilled when he realizes he actually hit the Night Fury. But before he can celebrate for long, the dragon ambushes him from behind. Just in time, his father appears and saves him, using his impressive combat skills to drive the dragon away. Because of Hiccup's recklessness, a lot of damage is done to the village. The chaos also gives the dragons a chance to make off with nearly half of their sheep. Hiccup apologizes to his father and excitedly explains that he hit a Night Fury, but his father cuts him off. Every time Hiccup steps outside, something goes wrong. Can he see there are more important things to worry about? Winter is coming, and the village needs food. Hiccup insists that he's a Viking too, and killing dragons is part of that. But his father tells him plainly he might be many things, but a dragon killer isn't one of them. As Gobber walks Hiccup home under Stoik's orders, the conversation ends there. The other kids mock and laugh at Hiccup, and Gobber tells him to stop trying so hard to be something he's not. Feeling disappointed, Hiccup heads inside. A moment later, he sneaks out through the back door and runs off into the forest. Meanwhile, Stoik holds a meeting with the other Vikings. Everyone's worried if they don't deal with the dragons will wipe them out. Stoik explains that the only real solution is to find and destroy the dragon's nest. Once it's gone, the dragons will be forced to move on. He asks the others to join him on the search, but when he sees they're hesitant, he makes it clear anyone who stays behind will be stuck looking after Hiccup. That's enough to convince them all to come along. Stoik then assigns Gobber to stay back and train a group of new recruits. Gobber suggests putting Hiccup in training with the other kids, but Stoik refuses. He's convinced Hiccup would be killed before even facing his first dragon. Gobber argues that Stoik can't protect him forever. The only real option is to prepare him. While wandering through the forest, Hiccup notices a broken tree branch. Curious, he follows the trail and is shocked to find the wounded Night Fury lying helpless on the ground. He's thrilled to realize it was his weapon that brought it down. He pulls out a knife, determined to kill the dragon and bring it back as proof to his father. But when the moment comes, he can't go through with it. Instead, he uses the knife to cut the dragon free. As soon as it's loose, the Night Fury lunges at him in anger. Hiccup freezes in fear, but to his surprise, the dragon backs off and then flies away. Hiccup notices that the dragon keeps crashing to the ground every time it tries to fly. But before he can take it all in, the shock of the moment overwhelms him, and he passes out. That night, as he tries to sneak back into the house, his father catches him. Stoik tells him that he'll finally get what he's been asking for. Starting tomorrow, he'll begin dragon training. But Hiccup has had a change of heart. After everything he's seen, he no longer wants to kill dragons. Still, Stoik is firm. His decision is final. Hiccup will start training, while Stoik and the other Vikings set out to find the dragon nest. The next morning, the kids are brought to the arena to begin their training. Gobber is their instructor. He tells them that behind the doors are just a few of the many dragon species they'll be learning to fight. Gobber suddenly releases a dragon from its cage. The lesson for the day is survival. He warns them that if they get hit by the dragon's fire, they're out. Almost all the kids are eliminated quickly, except for Hiccup and Astrid. The dragon lunges at Hiccup, but Gobber steps in and saves him, reminding him that a dragon always goes for the kill. This leaves Hiccup confused. He returns to the forest, still thinking about why the Night Fury didn't kill him when it had the chance. He finds the dragon again, struggling to fly, and sketches it in his book. While observing it closely, he realizes part of its tail wing is missing. That's why it can't stay in the air. Later that night, since most of the kids failed the first lesson, Gobber hands out dragon manuals so they can study up. None of the others are interested in reading it, but Hiccup takes his copy home and begins studying it. Hiccup reads through the dragon manual and learns how powerful each species is, but finds nothing at all about the Night Fury. The next morning, training continues. Gobber tells the kids that today's focus is attack. The dragon they're up against is a Natter, known for being fast and agile. During the session, only Astrid manages to pass. Frustrated, she snaps at Hiccup for doing nothing. She warns him that their parents' war is about to become theirs, and he needs to decide which side he's on. Later that afternoon, Hiccup returns to the forest and approaches the Night Fury again, this time with more confidence. He offers it a fish and throws away all his weapons to show he's not a threat. The dragon cautiously comes forward and eats the fish. Hiccup tries different ways to connect with it, but the dragon keeps its distance. Eventually, Hiccup starts drawing on the ground out of boredom. To his surprise, this catches the Night Fury's attention. To Hiccup's surprise, the Night Fury picks up a stick and starts drawing on the ground too. It's a game, and the dragon wants him to join in. After a while, Hiccup slowly reaches out his hand and closes his eyes. To his disbelief, the dragon lets him touch it. That's the moment he names it Toothless. Excited, Hiccup rushes to the workshop to build a replacement tail fin for Toothless. He returns with plenty of fish to keep the dragon distracted while he works on attaching the new wing. Once it's in place, Toothless takes off, soaring high into the sky with Hiccup riding on his back. Hiccup is overjoyed that his creation worked. The next day in training, Hiccup calmly returns a poisonous dragon to its cage, leaving both the other kids and Gobber stunned. As the days go by, Hiccup continues to impress. He even manages to tame another dragon. The other kids grow curious and start trying to get close to him, except for Astrid, who watches from a distance, clearly jealous and suspicious. Hiccup's father, Stoic, returns with his army, disappointed that their journey was a waste. They didn't find the dragon's nest. But his mood shifts when he hears how popular Hiccup has become in the village. Everyone's talking about his incredible ability to handle dragons. Meanwhile, Hiccup is up in the sky, flying with Toothless. Their bond has grown stronger than ever as he teaches the dragon how to fly properly with a new artificial tail fin he made. Later, Stoic approaches Hiccup, proud for the first time in his life. He tells him he can't wait to see him rip the guts out of a dragon. But Hiccup, knowing how misunderstood his situation is, finds a way to quietly excuse himself. Back in the village, the elder announces Hiccup as the winner of the training, beating Astrid. As a result, he's now expected to kill a dragon the next day as his final test, something Hiccup clearly isn't looking forward to. Curious about how Hiccup suddenly became so good at taming dragons, Astrid secretly follows him into the forest. She confronts him, demanding to know who's been training him or what he's hiding. Just then, the Night Fury appears out of nowhere and charges at her, but Hiccup quickly calms it down, assuring Toothless that she's a friend. Astrid panics and tries to run, so Hiccup has Toothless grab her and place her high up in a tree. He wants her to at least listen. He asks her to give him a chance to explain, then invites her to see things for herself. When Astrid reluctantly climbs onto Toothless, the dragon starts flying wildly, clearly punishing her for her earlier attitude. But as soon as she apologizes, Toothless softens and begins to fly smoothly. He takes them through stunning landscapes, showing her parts of the world she's never seen. Eventually, even Astrid has to admit this is actually pretty amazing. Astrid asks Hiccup what he's planning to do about his final exam. He's expected to kill a dragon tomorrow. Before he can answer, something strange happens. Toothless suddenly takes them to a dark, eerie place. They land and look around, only to realize they're in the dragon's nest, the very place Stoic would do anything to find. Hiccup watches in awe as countless dragons drop the food they've hunted into a massive pit. Just as he starts to wonder why, an enormous dragon's head rises out of the pit. It's gigantic. The creature sniffs the air, senses humans nearby, and lunges at them. Toothless quickly grabs Hiccup and Astrid and flies them out just in time. After escaping, Astrid compares what they saw to a beehive. The smaller dragons are like workers, and that massive one is the queen. It rules over them, forcing them to bring food to survive. Hiccup begs Astrid not to tell his father about the dragon nest, not yet. If Stoic finds out, it could put Toothless in serious danger. He asks her to give him just one more day to figure things out. The day of the final exam arrives, and the entire village gathers around the arena, all chanting Hiccup's name. As one of the most dangerous dragons is released into the ring, the crowd watches closely, expecting Hiccup to strike. But instead of fighting, Hiccup drops his weapon and calmly approaches the dragon. He tells everyone they don't have to kill dragons. They've been wrong about them all along. Stoic, furious, yells for the fight to be stopped. His shouting agitates the dragon, sending it into a frenzy. Just as it lunges at Hiccup, Toothless, who had sensed his friend was in danger, bursts from the forest and blasts the attacking dragon with a powerful stream of blue fire. All the Vikings rush into the arena the moment they see Toothless. They attack and pin him down while Hiccup begs Toothless not to fight back. Despite his pleas, they chain the dragon and lock him up. Hiccup tries to explain to his father that Toothless isn't dangerous, he was only protecting him. But Stoic snaps back, saying they've lost too many people to dragons. Hiccup pushes back, saying the dragons aren't the enemy. They only raid because they're forced to. If they don't bring enough food to the nest, they'll be eaten themselves. The moment Stoic realizes Hiccup knows where the dragon nest is, he storms off to prepare the ships. He tells Hiccup he's not a Viking and not his son. They take Toothless with them, using him to lead the way to the nest. Meanwhile, Hiccup is left behind, heartbroken. He knows his father and the other Vikings are heading straight into a death trap. Astrid asks Hiccup what he plans to do, and suddenly, a wild idea hits him. He rushes to the enclosure where the dragons are kept and begins teaching the other kids how to tame them, just like he did with Toothless. Meanwhile, Stoik and his army finally arrive at the dragon nest. They set up traps, ready their weapons, and begin their assault. But to their surprise, the dragons don't fight back, they flee. The Vikings cheer, thinking they've won. But Stoik knows better. He senses something's wrong and quickly orders them to form ranks. Moments later, the ground trembles as the massive dragon, the true threat, emerges from the cave. It's far bigger than anything they've ever seen. Realizing they're outmatched, the Vikings start to fall back. But Stoik and Gobber stay behind, choosing to fight as a distraction to buy time for the others to escape. When the gigantic dragon attacks, Stoik and Gobber are nearly killed, until Hiccup and his friend arrive, each riding a dragon they've tamed. In the chaos, the ship holding Toothless is destroyed, and he begins to drown. Hiccup dives into the ocean and rescues him just in time. Before taking off again, Stoik stops Hiccup and sincerely apologizes for not understanding him earlier. Hiccup and Toothless fly high into the sky, luring the colossal dragon away from the others. With the crowd watching in awe, they deliver a powerful final attack. Toothless unleashes a massive blast of blue fire, sending the dragon crashing down in a fiery explosion. Everyone fears the worst, thinking Hiccup didn't survive. But Toothless shields him, and the crowd erupts in joy when he's revealed to be alive. Hiccup wakes up back home, surprised to find that the village has completely changed. Vikings and dragons are now living in harmony. Astrid gives him a kiss, and with peace finally restored, the movie ends. Thanks for watching. If you want more recaps like this, please like and subscribe. Thank you.